Okay, so we are out here on this beautiful spring day, and I'm going to make Forsythia jelly. This is my first time ever making it. I've had this bush for years and years, and I never knew you could make that until last year. Anyhow, I've got oodles and oodles of starts down there on the ground for more bushes coming on, so I'm not going to be running out of Forsythia bush anytime soon. But to do this, you literally take and remove the flower from the bush. Now, you don't want it to be withery or wilty or any of that there stuff. That's a good looking flower. It says 2 cups. I've always done 4 cups of floral, but this recipe says 2 cups. So anyhow, either way it goes, I am literally going to gather a whole quart jar, and I guess I'll just have enough for 2 batches. I've researched different recipes and stuff with it. Some call for champagne. I am not a champagne person, so I'm not using that one. This one's pretty much going to be just like all the rest of my floral jellies. So, and you can see the green leaves are coming on here. So I want to get these flowers off while they're here, because this is a first early spring bloom. And when they're gone, they're gone. So you're totally seasonal with this. So I'm just going to pick these flowers, fill this jar up, and then we'll go in the house and clean the flowers and show you what you got to do to get them ready, and then we'll make the tea. Okay, so with these, they're kind of tightly packed in here. Should have just used a bowl. Good job, Evie. Anyhow, we need 2 cups is what it says for this floral recipe. So I got my measuring cup out here. Yeah, and then when you take this, see the flower here, just pinch off the green part. If the stamen comes, that's okay. If it don't, that's also okay. The stamen is the flower seed part. That's the male part in the middle. Yes, perfect, Evie. And then that's it. So we're going to remove all the green. The green can leave it bitter, so just pull it off there. And then put that in there like so. Then I'll take the green parts here and I'll give it to the chickens. And they'll be happy about that too. But, yeah, so all you want is the yellow, because if you leave the green, it can make it bitter. Otherwise, the stamen in or out, whatever way it goes. The stamen just adds a little extra flavor and color to it. No big deal. Because that's where the pollination is happening at. So, whatever you do. But, we're going to fill up this 2-cupper, and then we'll get the tea made. So, I got 2 cups. Move these out of the way here. Anyhow, well, right at. And I've got 4.5 cups of water going on the stove to boil. So, I just want to do this to make sure I got 2 cups, because these glass cups can be a bit off sometimes. Anyhow, 1 cup. And then I'm going to use my funnel here and pour it into the jar. Here, Eva, pour that in there, baby. Don't miss. There you go. Okay. And I'll put 2 cups down into a heat-proof container, because I am going to dump boiling water over it. So, put the other cup in here. Alright, so here's cup number 2. Going in. And next, I will dump in the boiling hot water. That is 4.5 cups. As soon as it's ready. And then we'll stir it up, loosely cover it, and then it steeps. That means it just kind of sets and infuses and absorbs all of the flavor and everything out of these flowers before we strain them out. So that's where we are with that. So, well, just get this water boiling, or get it boiled. Okay, so this is the Forsythia tea where it sit all night. Look how dark it is. Now, I just need to strain it, and I need 4 cups of the tea. Yeah, strain that. Oop. It is definitely looking like some rusty colored Kool-Aid or something. Anyhow, the one that steeped for 5 hours, it wasn't nearly as dark colored. I'm curious as to what its taste is. That one tasted very similar to lemons. But, yeah, so anyhow. Of course, I got it backward and you can't see 4 cups. I'm a ways off. Add water to it to make it to the 4 cups if you need. and squeeze the flowers out so you can get all the tea out of it. Okay, now I got 4 cups in there. I added some water to get it up to that point. Now you need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. This is like a really cool magic trick. It also makes the acid level correct for safely canning it. That is the oven preheating to do hot packing. My jars are in there getting hot. Yeah, look at the color difference already. Now this will go into the pan on the stove where I will then add the box of pectin. Pectin is your thickener, or it's also called Sure-Gel. It takes a whole entire pack to do it. This is it right here. It's just like a white powder type thickener. Okay, dump the tea with the lemon juice in here. Get my spoon, add my Sure-Gel. This is your thickener, the Sure-Gel, fruit pectin, whatever you want to call it. That's what it looks like. Put it in here. Now you got to stir constant here. This needs to boil for 1 minute at a full boil. So you don't start your timer until it starts actually boiling. Let me get it up here so y'all can see it. There you go. Anyhow, while that's going, I do have the canner going to have hot water, and I have my jars in the oven to have hot pack, where I will remove them one at a time when this is actually done. Anyhow, I'm just going to stir it here until we get to boiling. While you're waiting on this to boil, go ahead and pre-measure out 4 cups of sugar, because that will all go into this after this is boiled for 1 minute. You have to boil the pectin for 1 minute before adding the sugar, since we're using the powder. That way it activates the thickener to it, and then the jelly will set. If I just put it in and dump sugar in, it won't be activated or whatever, and it won't work. You'll just have Forsythia tea. Sweet Forsythia tea, I guess. Anyhow, just going to stir here. We're still not there, but go ahead while you're at all these points here and get some sugar measured out. 4 cups. Okay, this is what the full roll and boil is. Now you just need to set the timer for 1 minute and boil it this way for at least 1 whole minute. And then add the sugar directly in, and then bring it back to another full roll and boil. Okay, it has been 1 minute. Add the sugar in, all 4 cups, 1 time. Stir it to dissolve it, and bring it back to the boil. Stir constantly. Once it's boiling, it's another 1 solid minute, but it'll take it a few. Okay, you can see here it's back to a full roll and boil. Hit the timer 1 minute again. Stir constantly. Now, it does get foamy. You can add a smidgen of butter in there if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how bad it is. This is pretty foamy here, so we'll see. Sometimes I just pick it up and hope for the best. But this butter does calm the foam down and get rid of that for you if you wanted to add it. And I do just mean just a little bit. So otherwise, stir constantly for 1 minute. See what it does. I can feel it getting thicker. You can feel like a resistance on it when you're pushing through it. Like right now, it don't look thick, but it is getting thicker for sure. And the foam ain't coming out of the top of the pan, because sometimes it does do that, especially if you ain't paying attention. I mean, I wouldn't know that, but... Alright, time's almost up. We'll pop it off the heat here in about 10 seconds. There we go. So it has been boiling this way for 1 whole minute. Remove it from the heat. Alright, and then reach into the oven with your jar lifter here, because remind you the jars are 200. This your handle. It's plastic. It's rolly. It ain't grippy. This is your part that's shaped like the jar. That goes around the lip. So reach in. Get a jar out carefully. Don't grip the bar on the oven thing. Dadgummit, hold on. I'm doing this sideways. There we go. Just like so. That's how you grip it. Take your hot jar. Put your funnel on it. Get you a ladle. Ladle it into 1/4 inch of headspace. I'll go over that with you. Between 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. I never go all the way with it there, so I'll go over that with you here in just a second. This is closer to 1 inch. Alright, so mind you, this is hot. So here you got your ring. This is measuring it down, following it all the way around. Okay, it's burning the crap out of me. But you bring it all the way down here. When you get to the bottom of that thread there, that is about a 1/2 inch. So up higher, midways would be 1/4 inch. This here will put you down to about 1 inch of headspace. And then you need to take your wet paper towel, damp paper towel anyhow, and you wipe your rim. Wipe it completely clean. This is sticky. It's got full sugar. Anything debris or anything on the rim will keep it from sticking. So wipe it really, really good. All the way around. You can do a dry cloth, but with it being sticky, I wetted it a little bit. Then you get your flats or your lids, whatever you want to call them. This is a regular mouth lid. Goes with the regular mouth jar. Put that on. Then you get your band. Finger tight, just right. Hang on to something because, again, it's super duper hot. And then that will go into the canner. Okay, so pick up the jar to go into the canner. Mind you, it's still hot. It's a hot pack, so it's hot jar, hot jelly going into a hot canner. And it does boil faster if you put the lid on it. Just so, you know, use the lid on this. Makes it happen so much faster. Yep. Okay, it's been at a full rolling boil for 10 minutes. Open the lid away from you so you don't scald yourself, because I do it every time, even though I say it every time. Turn off your heat, and then you just reach in, get the jar out, same way you put it in there. Just like so. There'll be some water on it. Just give it a little dump off. And then set it down here. Unload it that way. Anyhow, all of the jars are out. See, I got space in between them to allow for cooling to happen. And then I just don't supposed to touch them for 24 hours. I'm impatient. I poke around on them a little bit, see if they're sealed or not. But you'll hear the pings. So when it pings, you know it's sealed. So that's it. That is making Forsythia jelly.